Hey. I wanted to invite all of you guys, even on all of my other platforms, to kind of let you in on something that I'm actually launching tonight, October the 1st. I'm super excited about it. And I've been wanting to do it for quite some time, but I just have been unable to do so. And you guys probably heard me talking about relaunching my personal brand for quite some time. And what better time to do it than just now? Just do it. So here we go. The things I be wanting to talk about, even though I'm like on the podcast and I do my live streams, this segment in this session of life, I wanted it to be different, and I wanted it to be more focused on where I actually am now and what I'm actually going through now. Because let's just face it, too many people think that pivoting in itself mean that you failed or you got to start over from ground zero. But baby, here's the truth. Every pivot, no matter what it is, it carries the power of what you've already built. And one thing about it, I'm super excited and super proud of the things that I've built. And I think even going through those processes, I don't think I would be successful in this phase of really just being able to pause and determine what the heck is going on right now, right? So, tonight, guys, I want to talk to you guys about why your next chapter is not a reset. It is actually a rebirth. It's so many of ladies and men that I talk to generally in my community, in my programs, and they're just in that thing of they can't move, they feel stuck. And a lot of the reasons is built around fear, right? Especially in your second win, you feel like you have to stay with doing what it is that you're doing. And I just want to kind of touch on that. It's okay to shift, it's okay to pivot, and you can do that in a powerful and a dynamic way. All right, guys. So I know you guys that's going to tune in is my family. I know that, right? My family, my tribe, the people that have been with me since I've been on this journey of not just entrepreneurship, but just even being live on these platforms and just sharing tidbits of my 2 cents. I know some of y'all are probably wondering, like, what the heck am I doing launching something completely new? Because this is completely new. I swear. I've been wanting to do it for some time and even tried to do it sometime, but it wasn't the right time. And it just wasn't the right time. But now, no matter how great things are in my business, the Posh Academy is crushing it, right? But at the end of the day, it's other things that is happening, and I'm just in a different space. And that's why I invited you guys to really sit with me for a minute or two or three, because I wanted to tell you guys something that may change how you actually is feeling about pivoting yourself. Like I said, people share that word like it's a dirty word or it's something bad, and it's something, oh, you failed. And that's like, it could be the complete opposite depending on how you think about it, right? At the end of the day, guys, I really want you to guys realize, because I know I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, I talk to a lot of creative entrepreneurs, right? And I really want you guys to know that success without fulfillment, guess what? It's just a beautiful freaking prison. And I've shared plenty of times when I've told you guys that's what it felt like I was in. I felt like I was stuck in this thing that I built, and I really had no way out. I didn't see a way out. The moment I realized that everything that I have built, everything I thought I wanted was there, but then I found myself asking, now what? Like, I would have these moments. It seemed like every time I had a major win, like really hitting some milestones that I never thought I would hit, instead of really basking in the thing, like, oh my God, I made it, mommy, I'm here. Instead of that, I'll just be sitting there like, oh my God, now what? What next? What do I do now? Guys, I'm trying to tell you, in this space I've been ruffling and wrestling with over the past, I would say, year or so. And it's kind of thinking like that whole what now, what to do now. My kids are grown. My business is pretty much at a place where it can run itself, thank God. And I'm just sitting here like, who the hell am I when I am not the draping queen? And you could get it's easy to kind of get into that rigmarole because you're so super busy, and before you even can blink and think, you done lost yourself in the process. And you guys hear me touch on it, and I have touched on it because I found myself that was happening. When they always say success loves speed, you got to keep the momentum going, and that's good, but not at the cost of losing yourself, right? So that is what this is all about, guys. I'm super excited. Like I said, I've been wanting to do it. I welcome you guys to Second Win Sessions. And this is all about your second win, right? I am Precious Stevens, and that's it. I'm just Precious. I'm just Precious Stevens. Just that's it. And guys, this series is all about rediscovery, is all about renewal, is all about stepping into your next chapter, but being able to do it with courage. So if you guys are new here, if you're new to any of my platforms, I want you to go ahead and hit that subscribe, because this is where we get real. And I mean real deal Holyfield about life, about business, and about everything in between. Okay. If you are here viewing, I want you to tell me who is watching and where you are watching from. Thank you. I appreciate that. A couple things I want to share with you guys is some stuff that I kind of learned along the way, and how I view pivoting now is a real powerful thing. I was one of those people, I would pivot often, right? But I still would have this notion, or I would have this feeling that, oh my goodness, I failed at that, or I put all of this into it, and then now look at what it is now. And that is like so not the truth. When you are pivoting, it does not necessarily mean you failed. It don't mean you abandoning. It doesn't mean you jumping ship. At the end of the day, this could just be your place of expansion, and nothing is wrong with that. It's really a place that you should get excited. I really do. But it took me a while to really understand what was actually happening, right? Everything I built and everything that I've learned in draping and being a CEO, all of that, it really just taught me a lot of lessons about business, right? The things that I've experienced in my past, in my childhood, and being home, that what did that do? That taught me everything about resilience, right? And just me as an individual, everything that I've experienced taught me the truth about just serving people. Guys, that stuff don't disappear. It don't go anywhere, right? No matter what level or wherever it is that you are, right? Your skills, the things that you learn along the way, guess what? They're transferable. They are so transferable. A lot of the things that I did in a draping game, or the success I had, came so quickly because I was already good at business, right? Whatever I did prior to then, I just transferred those skills and applied it to what I was doing in the draping industry. And then the things I didn't know, I went on ahead and invested in the knowledge or in the tools or whatever it was, right? That took courage. And guys, guess what? The same freaking courage that it took to do those things in the past, that's the same daggone courage that's going to take to reinvent yourself at 40, at 50, at 60. And I can honestly say, being in communication the way I am with my tribe, my draping community, those ladies, even though at the brink of it all, they look to me for leadership, and they look to me for this and or whatever it is. I learned so much from them, right? They are years beyond my senior. And to see some of them just navigate the way they do in their 60s and retire and then live life on their terms and doing it scared, all the things, like that is really inspiring for me. So it's also some of those things that help me realize that, guys, starting fresh is not starting over. And I think that's one thing that we do. We tend to pair it together. Like, just because you starting fresh, you're starting completely over and you got to go all the way back to the beginning. And baby, that doesn't mean that. It just really means that you're bringing every freaking lesson, every connection, every bit of wisdom that you have on this next journey, that whatever it is that you want. Now, I bet that some of you guys think that you got to choose between whatever it is that you've built and what you're dreaming of, right? Whatever it is that you want to do, the next thing. And a lot of you guys are putting that stuff off. And I really, one of the other reasons I wanted to start this is because I want you to find comfort in knowing that you can do it, right? Y'all sit there knowing you want to do something, but you feel committed and feel like you can't, and you start to feel guilty about even having the notion that you want to do something else. And I can't explain what that actually does to me as I listen to the stories. And then it just opens my eyes up and have me do an audit or an internal inventory of what the heck am I doing? Am I operating and living just out of guilt and feeling like this is what I committed to? So, guys, I just really super passionate about this second win and how it should be and could be, but it just takes a stronger version of you. At the end of the day, if you look at the term pivot, right? Figuratively, literally, whatever it is, it pretty much boils down to being a significant change, whether if it's a strategy, whether it's a product, whether it's business, whether it's a service, whatever it is. Point is, something's changing, right? The business model, whatever it is, and it's changing. But 9 times out of 10, people tend to think it's changing due to survival. That's not true. That is not true. Guys, when I am sitting, especially now that I'm sitting in this space and I can sit in this space and be super, super comfortable about the changes I'm making, whereas before I wouldn't make them. I'm like, you want to know what? I committed to this. I signed up for this. This is where I'm supposed to be. And this is what I'm supposed to be doing. But in those moments of feeling unfulfilled or feeling like something's greater or feeling as if I am really dummying myself down, something else happens in those moments, right? And one of the things that why people don't move is they feel like at the end of the day, they're going to lose credibility or they're going to lose money. And that could be true. I'm not going to lie, to a degree, right? It could be. But one of the things I can honestly say is when you have those fears of losing this or losing that, sometimes you're shooting yourself in the foot of gaining something even greater, right? I've had those moments. I've had those thoughts. I've had those fears of thinking, if I shift directions now, will people take me seriously? I coach people all the time, like pick a lane, pick a lane and stick with it. But at the end of the day, it's really all about listening to that internal temperature and really being tuned into what you're actually feeling and what you're experiencing, right? I used to ask myself, would I lose what I've built? No one wants to look back and knowing they've took time, they've taken energy, they've taken money, and they've put it into this thing to build this thing and just leave it to the wayside. And I get it. That don't necessarily got to be the reality. If the whole thing of how I look at it now is maybe that's what I was supposed to be doing in that season of my life, right? Because here's the truth. Your credibility is not tied to a single offer. It's not tied to a single title. It's not tied to a single business model. Once people started calling me freaking posh, I say, oh, something got changed here. I totally didn't even know my name. I've spent so much time, energy, and money building my brand. That's what they knew me by, right? So it would feel as if, wow, did I lose my identity or who I am through everything that I was building? I want you guys to really understand that your credibility, the thing that really is who you are, that is rooted in your character. That is rooted in your consistency. And at the end of the day, you got to understand that it is sought and felt and experienced through the value that you actually deliver. And once I learned to just lean on that, now I can navigate and move in different territories comfortably, not even expecting anything from it. Even like something I just randomly from a conversation with my team, I just randomly like, I'm ready. I am so ready to just launch this thing. It was funny how it happened, how it developed, because it wasn't thought out. It really wasn't. But what I found myself, I kept finding myself, even in my coaching programs and in the classroom and my draping classes, everywhere. I kept finding myself hitting on the things that I really wanted to talk about that really ain't have a damn thing to do with why people came into that room. And so that was just one of my red flags, was like, look, it's something greater. Right? So at the end of the day, that's what this is all about, right? And I want you guys to be honest. Be honest and really ask yourself, what is the number one thing that makes you hesitate before making a big change? Because 9 times out of 10, sometimes, oftentimes, that change, if we thought about it, is probably a change that need to be made. It's probably a change that realistically, it is the next thing. But guess what happens? We let the fear creep in. We let the fear of failing. We let the fear of what people going to say creep in. We let the fear of letting go, probably of something that should have been let go of a long time ago. We let all of that stuff creep in, right? And then what happened? We end up right in the spot that we no longer want to be in. So I'm trying to tell you, at the end of the day, evolution, it does not erase who you are. It does not erase all the work that you've done. I'm trying to tell you, it really expands it. Once I start looking at what I want to do, stepping into my next level, is just expanding the amazing work that I've already done. I'm walking into it totally comfortable, totally ready for whatever it has to offer. And the money, guys, at the end of the day, the money is just the byproduct of alignment. When you are in alignment with where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be doing and how you're supposed to operate and who you're supposed to serve, something magical happens in that space. When you operate in your next level purpose, guess what? The money just follow you. And I've always said that, even in my draping business. Like, once I really started walking in true alignment and understanding that what I was doing was way deeper than just some damn fabric, then everything just popped off really, really, really fast, right? And so that's a that's a part of what I mean by when you're following the principles or whatever the case may be. It's not that you got to let everything go. You're just transferring it to wherever it is that you're going next. Another thing that people don't move, right? I hear this often, and I'm not even gonna lie. I've even experienced it myself. When people are just freaking fearful of what people gonna say. Like, why do you care? Now, the pressures today, I truly don't care. I truly do not care. But the pressures years ago, yeah, I did. I did, right? You would think they're going to say all kind of stuff. The loudest, sometimes you are in the playing yourself out of position, just worried about what the heck everybody else saying. I'm trying to tell you, that is the thing that is most, I would say, crippling, right? It's worried about what people are going to say. Because sometimes the loudest voice holding us back, guess what? It ain't our own. It's the imaginary choir that you got going on in your daggone head, and all the opinions that you think you're going to face. Like, who realistically said that was the truth? Who said that this is what people really was going to say? You put that out there. And that's how simple it is, and how things like that end up robbing you of an amazing opportunity. But I really want to ask you this, and I want you to sit in it, and I want you to think about it. How much of your hesitation really comes from you? Even if you catch this on a replay, I want you to tell me this down in the chat. How much of your hesitation really comes from you versus your fear of what other people will say, other people will think, other people going to whisper, all of the nonsense? I'm trying to tell you, are you really sitting in this space and shrinking your next chapter or whatever, how big you're supposed to be to fit in someone else's comfort zone? It happens often. It happens a lot. I can honestly say I've even done that before, right? But not today. Not now. Because here's the thing, guys. I really want you to understand that the people that's actually meant for your next level, right? The people that's actually meant to help you even reach your next level, they're going to celebrate you on your next level. They're not going to question it. They not ask you a bunch of questions. You sure you want to do that? But did you think about it? Did you think it through? You're not going to hear that kind of chit chatter. I'm trying to tell you. So be really close and pay a lot of attention to how people are acting in your new phase or in your next level when you decide to finally make your move. You cannot build your second win while you're living in the shadow of other people's expectation. I'm trying to tell you. It's a place that it's like having something at the pit of your belly just brewing, because you'll look at other people and you just know that you're supposed to be there or pass or surpass that, right? But you're too busy playing comfortable. I'm trying to tell you. And let's not talk about the comfort zone. Baby, I stayed in that thing for a long time. Woo, Lord, I stayed in that thing for a very long time. And I get it. And even looking back, I totally now understand why that was happening, right? At the end of the day, y'all know it's familiar. Y'all know it's safe. Y'all know it's very predictable, but it also is a freaking cage. And that's exactly what it felt like. I just remember back then when I was in this comfort zone, I just remember being very unfulfilled. I remember being depressed, like everything surrounding negativity, I felt it in my spirit. But then I still was pushing past it because I still had a family to raise. I still had to go to work. I still had to do all these things. But at the end of the day, I felt in my core that I was greater. I was meant for more, right? I felt like I was meant for more, but I wasn't even willing to take a risk at that time. I wasn't even thinking about taking a risk at that time. I would give myself unrealistic time frames and when it was time for me to move. I would say, all right, I'll do it in 6 years, or I'll do it when my baby girl. I say I'll do it when she graduates. That's my time. And we talk about that was 10, 12 years later. I'm like, this baby, I'm trying to tell you. I felt like I was in a freaking prison, right? And it just was one of those moments in time that I probably was at my lowest, like emotionally, because I'm knowing and I'm battling with this feeling that something else is out there, right? So I really want you guys to kind of think about it. Because I talk to my ladies all the time, like all the time. We're talking, and these conversations come up. They know they are meant for greater. They know that it's something else that they're supposed to be having and all this stuff. But for whatever reason, it just ain't happened. And I really want to call out the comfort zone because truthfully, that's where some of them are they're just in that comfort zone. They're going to their 9 to 5, right? They ain't happy there. They want to put in that pink slip so they're going fast. But that is where they are right now. And I want you guys to think about it. Even if you're catching this on the replay, I want you to think about it. Do you believe that pivots, like when people are switching gears or whatever the case may be, is that a sign of weakness or is that a sign of strength? Before, I'm not gonna lie, before I would look at it as okay, kind of like a sign of weakness, but not quite. But I just would look at it as I'm jumping ship, like, oh no, I'm jumping ship, I'm jumping ship. But at the end of the day, no, like sometimes, most times when you have the courage to pivot, that takes a lot of daggone strength because you don't know what's on the other side. Anytime that I pivoted, I didn't know what was on the other side. I just was tired of what was happening and I needed a drastic change. And that is what I was following, right? So I kind of want you guys to start thinking about that stuff now, where you are, exactly where you are, because the truth is, if you truly believe in growth, then pivoting is not a weakness. It's actually wisdom. Some people, they just operate out of this place of fear. But when you're really pivoting, the biggest business owners, the biggest and most successful business owners, they'll pivot so freaking fast because they know when it's time to make an adjustment, right? That's what it's about. I'm trying to tell you, it's true wisdom. It's the sign of somebody being brave enough to really align with purpose rather than settling for whatever it is that's happening, settling for the peanuts, settling for things that's unfulfilling. You're not abandoning what you built. You actually are expanding who you are becoming. And when you tap into that and you feel it, you like just start feeling it happen. It's an amazing freaking feeling. And with me, so many ladies I work with, not only do I get to kind of help them work through some stuff, but I could see it. I just can see it play out in their life. I just can see it happening. And they are pushing past fear, or they're moving scared, and I'm pushing, whatever the case is happening. But it's like a place of, I can't explain it. It seemed like a place of, like a rebirth almost. Like, I'm trying to tell you, nothing is wrong with it. So a lot of people, I wanted to start making these sessions, because we haven't officially launched the podcast yet. I wanted to start having these sessions because these are the conversations that we have. They talk a lot about fear, or they're running these businesses and they're not making no money. And a lot of it is because they're in their own way, right? And even still, my thing is, no matter what level you are at, you have to always be open to analyze what the heck is going on, because at any given moment, an adjustment can need to be made, and you have to be strong enough to make the adjustment. Otherwise, whatever is happening is going to continuously happen. So that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to like come and do these sessions, because I felt as if constantly keep hearing the same thing and battling with these emotions and not really having any kind of strategy or any kind of thing to fall on to give you strength to go ahead and follow through with the pivot, or to really even determine if a pivot is necessary. That's the space I gravitate to now. Just going and being able to do things at a deeper level, because at the end of the day, I do want to kill the myth that everyone is believing, everyone that feels stuck anyway, that starting new means that they starting from zero. Like I said, a lot of the ladies I work with, that I talk with, that are in my programs, they are well over 50. Some of them mid 60, a couple of them even 70, right? So you're trying to tell somebody at that age that it's okay to pivot, or it's okay to launch a business, or it's okay. They ain't trying to hear that sometimes. You know, they be like, no, I'm going to stay and I'm going to chill and I'm going to deal with my retirement and I'm just going to do this on the weekends. But they be the most unfulfilled. And in the meantime, and in between time, I know what it looked like on this side when you finally give in and you give yourself full permission to really activate and go after your dreams. I'm trying to tell you, it don't mean you're starting from zero. It means you're starting from experience. All of the stuff, the crap, the BS that I've gone through, I am so comfortable going in any direction that I would want to go to now in this phase of life, because I'm armed. I have the tools, I have the knowledge, and I'm comfortable enough to be able to accept anything that comes along, and that I now obtain whatever tools, knowledge, or experiences I obtain now. That's what it's about, guys. Every season of your life, every level, every season, it requires a new strategy. And that doesn't mean that the last one failed. It just means you've outgrown it. And once I start looking at it that way, it doesn't even sting. It's just like, oh, okay, I've outgrown it. Let's move on to the next. So this is a couple of things I want you guys to think about your mindset shift, right? I want you to really think and know. I really want you to know. I don't want you to think you're losing ground, right? I really want you to understand that you're gaining perspective. I can say I've gained the most perspective, or I would say the most beneficial perspective. I would say between 41 and 45. That was the most. Whereas though before, I probably was feeling like, or looking like, or taking it as I was losing ground. Like, oh my God, I did all that to get to this point to not know what the heck I'm doing. No, like now I'm able to see things different. I'm able to just look at things from a different perspective, from different people's views. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm still a little selfish. I am. I mean, that's just who I am. But I'm open to change. I'm adjusting to change. And I'm actually enjoying it, because it's helping me mold and become this next version, next level of Precious, right? So that part is exciting. Even the part about starting over. Like, I used to, man, I started over a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I did. But I always had this sense of looking at it as I was starting over. And that's really not what was happening. What was happening, I was starting wiser. When I look back and I seen a situation where it was starting over, I never repeated the same situation. It always ended up being a level up, or it just was always different. So now I'm starting wiser because I know better. I know better not to do that, or I know better to not accept this BS, or I know you ain't going to do that. So it's like I looked at it now as I'm starting wiser than I did it before. And it always makes a better situation. It just makes things better. So I'm just really loving this whole second win experience and really fully understanding where I am and just learning and discovering myself at a deeper level because I thought I knew who I was, but I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. I was a different people in different phases of my life. I was who I needed to be in that moment, right? And now this is my time. I get to really just be me. And sometimes when you're in that space and you're like, well, damn, what do I do? Like, I'm so used to being with this person. Or I'm so used to packing a lunch. Or I'm so now when you're left to yourself, you can start really discovering what you like, what you don't like, right? And it's a beautiful place to be. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really not gonna lie. Like I love it. And I really want people to be more open to it. Is it scary? Heck yes, it's scary. I don't know. Some of the stuff that I've discovered about myself was very scary, right? Sometimes you got to make decisions that you don't want to make. Sometimes you got to do or say things that you don't want to say or whatever it is. But I trust this journey and this path that I'm on and I just lean into it. And that's kind of it haven't failed me yet. It hasn't failed me yet. So I want you guys to really know that your second win is not about repeating your past. It's all about rising your clarity, right? But being able to do it at a deeper level. I thought I had clarity. You'll go through some stuff and you be like, oh, it's clear to me now. Baby, it seemed like every freaking week the clarity is getting clearer. I kid you not. It's all about clarity, courage, and conviction. And it just feels really good. And I want the things that I hear, and like I said, I had these conversations, and I really just want people to lean into it and realize that it ain't as deep as you think it is. It ain't as bad as you think it is. Like things are really designed to protect you and help you walk into your fullest potential. But some of you guys just won't even allow it to happen. So before you start shifting everything around, another thing that when you're in this space, you got to start thinking about what's already working, right? When you think about what's already working, most people think about a pivot and it's like, oh, I got to start all over. Oh, I got to get rid of this. That's not what we said. Because you do have some things that are working that you don't need to throw away because they still strong, right? That is the stuff I want you to pay close attention to, right? Take a real look at what's already doing well. Not everything need to be torn apart, broken down, rebuilt, and all those things because some things are still gold. It's still a lot of things that I got that are gold. Most people, when they hear me talk about pivot, or like people in my community, they think, oh, she leaving the draping game. I ain't never say that. I ain't never said that. Because at the end of the day, my hands-on master classes, my workshops, my coaching programs, guys, they are strong. They are aligned, right? And they bring me joy and impact. They do. That's a part of my legacy. That's legacy work. It's not draining. It's actually driving. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean that that's all that I could do. And that's why I love just throwing myself into this next phase because this is the part about the audit, right? This is where you kind of look at what's happening and it's about identifying what still lights you up. And the things that I have going on with that, it still lights me up. You're looking at the things that are still profitable. The things I have going on with my draping business is very profitable. right? And I'm in alignment with what I'm supposed to do. I'm in alignment with my next level. However, I do feel there are other things at a deeper level that I still want to do. Those things deserve to flourish. Whatever you have that's happening in your life, guys, let it flourish. Nobody's saying kick that to the wayside, be done with it. That ain't what we're saying. But the beauty of this season, at the end of the day, the beauty of this season is that I've built a team and still building a team that really allows me to release the freaking grip. And I've worked with people, several people over the course of a couple of years, right? And now in the space that I'm in, it's not about hiring bodies and just hiring people to help. It's really about building something sustainable and being in this relationship, because that's what it is, where everyone benefits, right? And me realizing that I don't have to do everything. And at the end of the day, I don't want to do everything. When I'm doing everything, I'm not in love with my business. Why? Because I'm wearing all the hats. I am the videographer. I am the content creator. I am the sales associate. I am the instructor. I am the coach. I am the mentor. Baby, I ain't got nothing left to give to enjoy anything when I'm operating that way, right? But how things are now, being able to stay rooted and what's strong and freeing myself up to explore what's next, that is freaking beautiful. That is what this is all about. And it's about this second win. And when I say that, I say it in a way that I don't know what my second win has in store for me, but I'm excited about it, right? The only thing I'm doing within this second win or the second phase or this second half of life or whatever is I'm just redistributing my energy, right? I'm honoring the things that are working great while I'm making room for what's new. I don't know about you guys, but stuff gets really exciting when you got something to look forward to. It's a different energy. It is. I want you guys to look at your current business. I want you to look at your current life or whatever it is and write down in the chat, what's one thing, even if you catch this on a replay, if you're watching now, this is a conversation. This is not a recorded thing. This is live. Okay. I see y'all watching. Put it down in the chat. What is one thing that's really working well that you would want to take into your next chapter? Because like I said before, just because if you're moving in a direction or you're shifting to a higher level or you're moving to a different frequency, it doesn't mean get rid of everything. So I want you to put down in the chat, even if you're on a replay, what's one thing you definitely want to take in that next level? And maybe sometimes even you thinking about it, it'll help you realize that it doesn't mean you're getting rid of everything. It doesn't. That's not what we're saying here. And at the end of the day, you do need to pay close attention to what's draining you, though. A lot of us don't want to release what is draining us. Not everything deserves to follow you. That took me a long freaking time to understand, to accept, to digest. And when I did, everything changed. Everything changed because once I seen and I felt that it didn't kill me, because that's what it felt like. I'm like, oh my God, what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do without this, or what I'm gonna do without them, or once I seen that now I am able to fully immerse myself with things that's necessary for me to grow, everything freaking changed. I want you to realize that everything that got you here, wherever you are, it does not have permission to go with you on your next level. And if it's draining you, guess what? It's delaying you. If you're thinking about it, or thinking about them, and you're like, oh my God, baby, let it go. I'm trying to tell you, you can't move because you got the daggone shackles around your ankles. Now, for me, give some context. For me, I love my podcast. I really do. I love Raising the Bar podcast. I just had a young lady reach out to me yesterday about she was listening to the latest podcast, and it was some things she was asking me about that. I love my podcast. I launched it. We on episode one. I don't even remember, 114, something like that, child. I don't remember. But I love the podcast. I love what I'm doing in that space. It's very meaningful. Not to mention, it has helped a lot of people grow. It has helped people even just get to back to a center of loving what they do. A lot of people that listen to my podcast or watch my podcast, they at work, they're riding to work, or they just got home, they ready to kick their shoes off, take the bra off, do all the things, right? So whatever it provide them, there's a sense of, oh wow, yeah, I'm in this thing, I love it, and it reminds them that. But truthfully, I'm gonna be super honest. It also started to feel like I was in a freaking box. It felt like I was trapped. The reason being is because I felt like I was in a lane that no longer holds all of the layers of who I've become. That stuff was great for me back then. I've developed so much and in so many different ways, and I impact people in so many different ways that ain't got nothing to do with no damn fabric and no kit. Hey, Carla girl. She say it's been a while. I'm at a place in my life where I am stuck. Come on, wait, see what I'm saying? Think I'd be playing. I told y'all. I knew this podcast was gonna be for somebody, or this session was gonna be for somebody. I knew it. I haven't been to your channel in quite some time. I appreciate your words of encouragement. And you, I know what, Carla, I appreciate you. I have not been on this channel in a long time. I haven't, because I was stuck too. Being super honest, I was stuck with my draping side. I was, because I was just busy all the time. And now that I'm not as busy and the business is just thriving and I have a supportive team, I'm able to really pay attention to the bigger calling that I have, right? And this is what it was about. So that's how I ended up coming here. And Carla, it's funny. I don't know how you ended up here, girl, because it's the first session. This is the first session to second win. And just ironically, it happened on October the 1st. And yeah, so I'm hoping you continue to come back, because I'm launching the actual podcast in 2026. And up until then, just to kind of get my regular community and not just a draping community, I just want people that's in the second win and that feel stuck and what come on with it. She say, to God be the glory. And that feel stuck and feel like they don't know what's on the other side, or whatever the case may be. That is what I want for this particular phase of my life, right? And I want you guys to really understand the draping side isn't going anywhere, but now I'm adding an additional layer to something that's more fulfilling to where I am in life. The draping side, I am used as a vehicle to help other people, right? But in this phase, guess what? I may be used as a vehicle to help other people too, but I'm helping myself. Helping myself in this, what I'm trying to tell you. So that's why I say this journey, I'm on a journey. I want to go on a journey with you guys, and that's what it's all about. Someone will pull inspiration, motivation, education, whatever it is that they get from these sessions. By all means, I hope that they get. So thank you for being here, Carl. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And when, even though I've done this and I'm still doing, I still have my podcast, Raising the Bar. Again, like I said, I started to feel like I was in a box, and the Raising the Bar, it just doesn't hold all of the layers of who I've become, because I've just developed so much into this woman that I, for one, I'm just totally in love with. And she's not a woman sometimes I even freaking recognize, but I'm loving where she's going. And I'm just I'm leaning into the development, right? I'm trying to tell you, I have been craving deeper conversations about life, about mindset, about reinvention, about identity, and about the second act of womanhood. And I really couldn't find the conversations where I felt like I fit the mold. So if y'all know Precious in true Precious fashion, she gonna create the mold. So that's what this is. Like, I don't know. I really am excited about this space. So in this season, guys, I am giving myself permission to release what no longer fully represents my voice. That's not quitting, guys. I'm evolving, and I want to bring you in as well to evolve and to find your voice. You may not have it yet, right? The goal at the end of the day is fulfillment. It's not about just being productive and being successful. And yeah, I got this 7-figure business. Whoop, whoop. Baby, what difference do it make if you ain't fulfilled in it? So when you audit your life, I want you guys to ask, what am I carrying that is heavy? What commitments no longer feed me, feed my soul? Because not everything Not everyone deserves a ticket to you guys' next chapter. I'm trying to tell you. So I want y'all to choose lightly who you let on your daggone boat. Choose lightly who you let on your ship. And if you are catching this on a replay, or even if you hear live, I want y'all to tell me in the chat, what is one thing you know deep down that you need to let go of? Because we all got something that we know we need to let go of. Some of us don't want to admit it, and that's okay. But you can keep lying to yourself. It ain't going to feel good. Or you can activate and start really stepping in and really finding out your truest potential and having your performance equate to that and just really walking in it so that you can achieve it. I want you guys to refrain from your story, refrain from whatever the heck you're telling yourself. It's hard. It is hard. It took me a long time, and I'm not done, because it's still some stuff I tell myself, and I'm like, where the heck I get that from? Why am I telling? Why am I telling myself that? Right? Because that's just, you got to think. I've lived this way or this lifestyle and had these beliefs for at least, I didn't even get onto the road of personal development until about 38. So it's like I had all these daggone beliefs up until 38. Then I started doing the work, and it ain't going to happen in a matter of a couple of years. It don't work that way. So here I am in my fullest, most vulnerable state that I'm not even used to being in, but I am now, because I'm just really welcoming what that next level is. And I won't know and I won't experience it unless I fully lean into it and just let the universe know that I'm ready. And not just by saying it, but also by doing the freaking work. Oh, Lord. Come on, Alicia. How you find me, girl? God. Come on now. Now you're going to come over here with the big energy. That's my girl right there. I swear to God. She say now Queen done said something. Oh my God. Alicia, is you coming to October or December, girl? I can't wait till you come. That's that energy right there. Like, I love the connections I was able to make. And I love everything that I was able to build. I love everything that has happened, all the experiences. And I am excited to even have some of you guys lap over into this and spill over into this, because you will. And you will go on this personal journey with me as I rediscover who the hell I truly am. Without the draping queen, without the mommy, without the Beyonce, without any of that. Just be stripped down bare to Precious Stevens of nothing. Just Precious. I am Precious Stevens. And I don't know who that is right now. But I'm going to have a daggone sure good time finding out. I'm trying to tell you. She say December. Okay, cool. Man, this chapter is not about starting over, guys, because I'm not starting over. It's really about raising and just really raising the bar. And it's about rising higher with greater clarity. Like I said earlier, you're not abandoning your past. No one, I would never tell anyone abandon their past. If anything, I'm encourage you to tell you to build on it. Every skill, every lesson, every experience, everything that you've endured, guess what? That was preparation for the woman you becoming now. That's preparation for the woman you're becoming now. So instead of labeling it, we got to label everything, child. Instead of labeling it as changing direction, instead of labeling it as pivoting, instead of labeling it as turning the corner, call it what it really is. And that's expansion. You're shifting from one dimension of purpose into another. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is what evolution freaking look like. The past couple of days, guys, almost all my quotes been pretty much hitting on that same thing, because that's the phase that I'm in. I am welcoming expansion. I'm excited about expansion. I don't have a clue where the hell it's going to take me, but I'm going. I'm going. And in the process of me going, I'm going to help some other women heal. I'm going to help some other women or men, whomever, step into their next level, right? That's exciting. Yes, evolution is messy. Yes, evolution can be hard. Yes, evolution can be freaking scary, because at the end of the day, it exposes what no longer fits. And sometimes you sit around and you tell yourself that this is it for me. That we're gonna be together forever. Who said that? If it don't fit, it must have quit. At the end of the day, guys, it's going to reveal a lot of stuff, a lot of truth that you have ignored. I know what that feels like. I spent a greater portion of my life, right? Just staying in things because I'm committed. I'm loyal. I'm ride or die. What? This next level is going to test you. It's going to ask for courage because to step into the next version of who you are, really, you got to let go of the version that kept you safe. You got to let go of the version that kept you playing small. I'm trying to tell you. But the reward, guys, the reward, alignment, freedom, fulfillment, the chance to live your second win with full authenticity. And you ain't got to fake it till you make it. You ain't got to be the person you was told to be, but you could be who you actually are. What? You paired my videos up with who I am today and how I show up in the space I show up today with how the heck I showed up 5 years ago. That's a baby. That's a whole transformation right there. I don't know who that person was 5 years ago. I don't. But today, oh, that's Precious Stevens. And proud to be Precious Stevens. I'm trying to tell you. Guys, I don't know. I don't know where y'all headed, but I'm excited for it. I am excited for it. She said, come on, tribe. Y'all better like this because Preacher Precious is in full effect. Thank you. Oh my God. So, Alicia, I don't know if you know, but this is not my regular channel, right? This is my new channel. So I don't really have no followers on here like I have on my other one. But the main thing is who is supposed to be here is here. And no matter what, I'm going to continuously show up in this space because it feels good to my soul. I'm still going to show up in my primary space because she is that girl. She is the draping queen. But this extra layer of just being truly Precious Stevens, the transparent, just who she is, and being honest about trying to figure that out because I really don't know. That is going to be the exciting part that I really want you guys to see. And I want you to draw inspiration from and understand that you can figure out who the hell you is at 45, 50, 55, whatever it is. It's never too late. So many of my ladies be like, oh, it's too late. I had my chance, baby. I don't think it's too late. I'm going to keep on taking chances. Every time I open my eyes, guess what? The good Lord then bless me with another daggone chance. I'm trying to tell you. And now that I know at the end of the day, it's greater later, I'm not going to take advantage of those chances and of those opportunities. Stepping into my next level feels good. It feels like invigorating almost. I don't know, but it feels damn good. So this is going to be a journey, right? I'm trying to tell you. I want y'all to drop down in the chat, even if you catch this on the replay, y'all. What's one area in your life or business? That's another beauty I love about me in this channel. This is not all business. This is more life. This is more life purpose stuff because I'm in that phase. I'm in my second win and I'm discovering a lot of things about me and it's okay, right? So I want you to tell me one area in your life or your business. It could be business. For some people, it is business. I want to know what area you've been feeling the urge to pivot in. Any area. It could be life or business. Put it down in the chat because at the end of the day, somebody out there is going to see your responses. And guess what? I may be providing you with motivation or I may be providing you with a sense of courage. But guess what? Your responses is going to help someone else. Okay? Callers say, it's blowing my mind right now. You really are speaking life into my soul. I truly just randomly popped in tonight. Listening to you is something I am supposed to hear tonight. Caller, come on with it. I have not been on this channel and I don't know how long. So it was definitely meant for you to be here. It was meant for me to be here. Normally I'm on my draping channels, right? And I'm talking about the draping business. And it do spill over into this kind of stuff because that's where my heart is right now. But for you to find this live tonight at the time that you need to find it, Oh, I'll be back next week, girl. I'll be back next week, girl. That is my validation right there. That's all I only needed one person on this damn live. I only needed one. And you just gave it to me. And then Alicia came over here. I'm like, oh God. Oh God. She's a queen. I have to pivot. I cannot go through what I've been going through this past year. Come on. To just know I have to pivot right now. At the end of the day, once you know it, that and not only you know it, you didn't already put it out there. You have verbalized it, you recorded it. You typing it mean you recorded it. I'm trying to tell you, something magical is going to happen. I think I put that on. Baby, I did. I put that on my post earlier today too. It was a whole lot of people commented on that one. Something magical, something big is going to happen in you guys' lives. For one, you're putting yourself in the place. You're putting yourself in the arena. You're experiencing yourself with the things that you need to hear to tap into the vibe to help you raise that vibration. It's so funny because just before we came on, me and my team, but they was talking about it, actually, the law of attraction. And I'm like, what is you talking about tonight? It's just funny how this, I'm going to say the higher power, because everybody have different forms or whatever it is, but it's so funny how when it moves, and you got to pay attention to it. I'm trying to tell you, because anything that you ask for can rule out in your favor, but you got to be in tune to what is happening. So I appreciate you guys for being on here tonight with me. I'm definitely coming back. We're going to do these sessions up until we launch the podcast. I'm actually launching Your Second Win podcast January of 2026. But I really just wanted to come live first. I didn't want to jump straight and do a pre-recorded podcast because I need you guys to really hear, feel, and understand what the whole purpose of these live streams are all about. Normally I show up and I'm going live and I'm pouring, I'm giving strategy, I'm giving tips, I'm giving inspiration, I'm giving motivation. And it's not to say I'm not going to do that here, because I know I will, but I'm going to be pulling too, because we on this journey, this one right here, we on the second win journey. We on that sucker together. We on that one together. I'm trying to tell you. So I appreciate you guys being here. I really, really, really do. At the end of the day, guys, I really want you to know and understand that your pivot, if you're thinking about it, it's not a reset. It is your second win. It's proof that you've grown. It's proof that where you are right now is not where you're destined to be. And it's the bridge to the life that you've been craving. You've been craving something greater. And I want you to realize that you can have it, right? So if you guys love this freaking conversation, together. That's right, boo. If y'all love this conversation, I definitely want you guys to join me again next week. Go ahead and throw a heart on this video, because this is a new channel, which means it has no traction. And you guys' hearts and likes and shares actually do help it grow. I have a lot of work to do on this here earth while I am here, and I need you guys to help me do that. And you can by simply giving this video a like and joining me next week, because at the end of the day, this podcast, this is a live stream now, but this is for us. This ain't for you. This is for us. This is for me too. Okay. This is our first segment. And it's so funny, Carla, that you jumped on this first segment. I appreciate you. Alicia, it's so funny that I think you pop up on my segment. I appreciate you. Anyone else that's viewing, because there are some other viewers, whether you comment or not, I just want you to know I appreciate you. If you stayed, because the number didn't move. So if you stayed throughout this whole entire live stream, I want you to know you were supposed to be here for whatever reason. Okay. That brings our first segment to an end, guys. I want to thank you guys for joining. And I want you to remember that your second win, it is not coming. At the end of the day, it's already in you. All you got to do is breathe in it and move. I'm your girl, Precious Stevens, signing off. Bye, guys.